Have you ever made a paper boat when you were a kid? I found it extremely fascinating to turn a simple piece of paper into something that has this beautiful shape and form. I would happily run to a nearby pond and I would make my paper boat sail through its way. Now, the fascinating part was that no matter how much water was around it, my boat somehow managed to stay afloat for the longest time. But you know what made me sad? The times when my boat couldn't make it and would just sink in the water. There is a beautiful lesson for us to be learned here. If we understand this closely, we, you and I, are very much like that paper boat. And the water around us is this fast, chaotic and challenging environment that we are living in. In today's culture, success is very much tied to being busy. It has become very common to reach a point of complete exhaustion at the cost of our physical and mental well-being, which is also known as burnout. Now, our paper boat sank not because there was so much water around it. It actually sank the moment water got inside it. In a very similar way, if I had to draw this comparison with my burnout, I was feeling burnt out because I was letting that fast, chaotic and competitive culture take over me. I was giving it that control, and as a result of that, it was draining me day in and day out. What does it mean to be successful? If we look at the official definition of success, it says accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. That's it. One mistake that I did in my early 20s was that I was trying too hard to fit in the societal templates of success. And trying to do that, I didn't even realize when I was part of this competitive rat race. I soon understood that every individual can have their own definitions and meanings of success. And there is no wrong or right answer to this. For some, success could be being financially rich, whereas for some, it might be spending quality time with their family. For some, having a great physical and mental well-being could be a success, whereas for someone else, it might be helping and living for others. Everyone is going to have their own unique goals and purpose. And it is completely okay for these goals to evolve as we grow in our lives. Although one thing that I have realized that is very important for me is that I will have to define my own success. What does success mean to me? And that's all that should matter. Once we have that, now we have a direction to go towards. And passively, we'll start trimming the unwanted and unnecessary that is coming in our path. There was a time in my life when stress and anxiety had just taken over my days. When I look back at those stressful times of my past life, I realized that I had created a lot of unnecessary delusional pressure on myself. Pressure of always pleasing people, pressure of being a perfectionist, pressure of always being productive and efficient, pressure of getting promoted in certain time span, pressure of earning more money, and the pressure of just excelling in life all the freaking time. Now the funny thing is that no one really told me to do these things. I created these challenges and obstacles for myself, and I would beat my own self up if I did not meet them. This wasn't sustainable. This wasn't making me happy. It was a sure shot way of burning myself out. An important lesson that I have learned is that it's okay to say no to things that do not bring us joy and happiness. It's okay not to do 100 things just for the heck of it. The question I've started asking myself is, what if I don't sign up for this thing? What if I don't do it? I mean, don't get me wrong, the idea here is not to be unambitious, but to be intentional with what we do. This will not only help us focus on things that truly bring us joy, but it will also help hugely in managing our stress and mental well-being in general. When I look back at my time, I feel the best way I have recharged and re-energized myself from burnout is by involving myself in activities that make me feel good and bring joy. But I have also realized that I very rarely plan my leisure time. What will I do if I get a nice free weekend morning? Or what will I do if I finish my work early? How am I planning to spend the long weekend that is coming up? Now, I know this sounds very counterintuitive, and you must be thinking, who plans fun? Like it should just come naturally, right? Yes, but there is also one blind spot. The thing is that because I wasn't too mindful of planning my fun time or leisure time, majority of the time I ended up doing nothing. Either I would sit home and binge on some Netflix show, or I would try to kill time by being busy with chores. Unfortunately, this pattern wasn't truly recharging me. And that is the reason why now I'm a little bit more mindful of planning my fun times too. I make sure to plan my vacations a bit in advance. I jot down some interesting things to do on weekends. I give early heads up to my friends so that we can do things together, like maybe go to a restaurant or a hike or play some games. I have created this inventory of ideas that I can easily pick from. But sometimes if you want to sip coffee on your patio, that is completely okay too. The goal is to make sure we truly recharge and re-energize in the breaks and the rest time we get. So yeah, if we keep these things in mind, we can surely come around from the constant feeling of being burnt out. Now, these are the things that worked out for me, but I also understand that no one size fits all. So it is important that you find your own sweet spot and see what works out for you. And I think it is also important to remind ourselves that life is not a sprint, but more of a marathon. And sometimes it is okay to be slow, but sustainable in the way we do things. And lastly, I just want to say, if we truly want to make this world a happy place, we will have to start by keeping ourselves happy first. Because only when our cups are full, we'll be able to fill in other people's cups.